Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We came across an interesting crawl space that was completely sealed up. It was an addition inside of a house. This was down in Alabama, and we had to address mold and humidity and standing water in a crawl space that has no access. So what can you do? Stay tuned. Okay, if you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about waterproofing and humidity control and encapsulation. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notifications bell, and follow us on Facebook. So John down in our Huntsville branch of Alabama came across an interesting crawl space. He was asked or given the task to address mold and standing water and humidity inside of a crawl space that he couldn't get access to. So, we actually get that question from time to time. If you've built an addition or you have a really low crawl space that you can't physically get to, what is the one thing that you have to do in order to make that happen? Well, you can obviously cut out a door in the foundation. I would recommend you get a mason, maybe even an engineer, a foundation engineer, to make sure that they do that properly and they put your header across so that you're not compromising the integrity of that wall. That's one thing you can do. And then you can get in there and just start digging. And again, if you decide to do something like that, I would have an engineer or a foundation person involved in that process. We do not go in and start digging out crawl space ground because the foundation could shift, you loosen the soils. It just has a negative impact, or it could have a negative impact on the entire house. So we don't do that without having some kind of engineer involved. As a matter of fact, we don't do that at all. That's really not even something that's in our wheelhouse of doing. So that's one thing you can do. Cut out a door, go in there and start digging it down deep enough to where you can gain access. Remember, you got to have at least 15 to 18 inches of clearance to put in the Athens dehumidifier that leads itself to the condensate pump that pumps the water out. I mean, the Athens is only about 12.5 inches tall, but by the time you put it on a cinder block and then you've got the condensate pump, you got to have about 18 inches of clearance. And if you have ductwork down there, you can't even get the dehu in there because the ductwork is blocking it, airflow problems, all this other stuff. So that's one way you can address that problem. The second way, which is the way we decided to do it, was we ripped out the subfloor. Actually, we didn't rip out the subfloor. The homeowner ripped out the flooring and the subfloor, gave us access to the crawl space because it wasn't really low. It was tall enough, but there just wasn't a door to get into that section. So they ripped out the subfloor, ripped out all the flooring. We went in, we soda blasted, and you can see the picture. There's one of our ninjas soda blasting standing up. That's probably one of the few times you'll ever see a ninja soda blasting standing up, because normally they're laying on their back or something like that, soda blasting. So that's what we did. We went in, soda blasted the wood, and then what you have to do is you can ventilate the dehumidifier down into the crawl space. So you have a supply and a return. You put the dehumidifier in that living space after the subfloor has been installed, and you can pump dry air in and pull wet air out if that's something you can do. Because I don't know if they were going to cut access points in the floor to where they could get down into the crawl space in the future, but if they did not do that, there's no reason to put a dehumidifier down there because you can't maintenance it. If you're going to put a dehu in the crawl space, make sure you cut access points in the subfloor. I hope that helps all of you. It's not something that comes up very often, and if you've got ways that you handled that really tight crawl space, getting in there, addressing mold and humidity, and not having great access to the crawl space, we'd love to hear your story. Let us know down below. My name is Michael Church. We hope you make it a happy and blessed day. We'll see you later.